Hi everybody, Lee Woodward here for Creative Technologies and from the Real Estate Academy. As I travel around the nation, many people will say to me, what does Campaign Track actually do? And that is what I want to answer for you today. Campaign Track is a visual communication processing system that takes you digital to press, to internet, to flyers, to signboards. It does the whole thing. But what struck me today so powerfully as I did my research was any 19 to 22-year-old becomes the head of design or can become the head of design of your business. As the Campaign Track templates lock in the fonts, the heading, but the construction of high-end quality real estate artwork and design right through to the dispatch and delivery of everything we do can be managed in this one piece of software. It can build your videos, your artwork, your brochures, your signboards. It pushes to realestate.com domain. It does the whole thing. And what a great job opportunity for any young advanced person who loves, and I say advanced meaning wants to advance in their life, loves design. You don't need to be a designer. This is about logistics. This is about bringing it all together. So let's go to my interview on screen with Stephanie Green. It's great technology. Let's have a look. We have just arrived on screen with Stephanie Green. Steph, welcome to the program.
Hi Lee, thanks for having me.
How long have you been with Campaign Track?
Going on 6.5 years now, actually.
And internationally, you trained our team members overseas?
I did. I was in Manila for 2.5 of those years with our wonderful team over there.
What a great experience. And when I was at Campaign Track, I could see the plasmas where everyone's still connected.
Yeah, exactly. We were able to say hi to anyone at any time.
Well, let's get started. Our listener, watcher and reader is now thinking, okay, heard about this thing. What is Campaign Track? Can you give us a helicopter over the program of what we can achieve with this program and how it connects to the every visual communication of the real estate industry here in Australia?
Yep, of course. So Campaign Track is an online system that is for consistency with your marketing and also efficiencies with your workflows. So any agent can come in here, they can build their quotes, then sent to their vendors, and then they can approve, build, whether it's a signboard, it's small format printing, or it's something online with their digital Google, Facebook marketing as well.
What I might do is get you to click us through. So I can see active campaigns. That means all the properties that are active right now. Then we've got advertising.
Yep. So within the advertising screen, this is all of our newspaper advertising. So you can see any publications in here from all across Australia and New Zealand. And you can, from here, basically submit your bookings with the paper and then send your artwork straight to the paper as well.
So if the Manly Daily, which is
Yep.
where I used to sell real estate, if we click on that little double arrow there or the drop down, you're saying that that's going to bring up all the publications and you guys know the deadline times, you're already connected to their presses and so forth.
Yeah.
So this is the single point of entry.
Yes, exactly. So you could have whatever publications your agency goes into in this drop down here.
Our next tab is orders. What have we got here?
So as we saw before, the active campaign screen, that just lists everything by campaign. Orders is just another at a glance look for all of your orders that has nothing to do with newspaper advertising. So if we were to look down here, you can see this is all of your existing orders for all of your small format and your signboards and your digital marketing down here as well.
Steph, this is a beautiful contemporary piece of software. I haven't seen this part of the system before. I've heard about Campaign Track all my career. What I like about it is behind the scenes, you guys have done all the work to know that 50 times 170 GSM A4 brochure colour sides, the templates are all there and built. It is really load and go.
Yeah, exactly. So we do all the groundwork when we create the accounts to ensure that it's only a couple of steps once you're in Campaign Track for the user.
Let's go back to the top. Our next one is appraisals. What have we got here?
So Campaign Track is integrated with a lot of CRMs. So from here, this is where all of your quotes come into. So if you're going to an appraisal, you're meeting with a vendor, you want to create a quote for them, you can come in here and you can create several different quotes before the vendor decides which one they want to go ahead with. So from here, you'll just see a list of quotes. This just means everything in here is not currently active. So they're not sitting in our active campaign screen, and they're just sitting here as the appraisals.
So if I'm going out to a certain type of home and I want to include social video light, a signboard, a beautiful brochure, booklet, and I've got my little selection, I can create that in here as a quotation that I can produce to the owner and say, this is our investment of what it's going to be to get the marketing all together for you.
Yeah, exactly. And so you can make sure you've got the vendor's details, you've got the correct campaign in there, being the listing or the property address. So everything's specific to that specific vendor or whoever you're quoting to. And you can create as many quotes as you like or budgets as you like in here.
Can we have a look at what a finished quote looks like?
Of course. So if I was to click on the quote number, this is going to take us to what we call our shopping cart. And you can see over on the right-hand side, this is an existing quote that we already have. So on the right-hand side, we have our different items just loaded down there. And you can see with our total budget down here, we can also continue to add from our shopping cart if we wanted to as well. Otherwise, from here, this is down the bottom, we have the option to print the quote. And from here, clicking print the quote will bring up a PDF specific to your agency and branding.
Love this. The owner just wants to see it in black and white. What am I agreeing to? I actually have changed my mind. I want to add back in the video clip from Social Video Lite. We'd go back into the system, hit adjust, and it's still there. Or it could be 6 months from now, they want to go ahead. What did we say that we were giving them? And there it all is for us.
Yeah, exactly. So it will stay in here until you either make it active or you delete it.
And what I like about this, Steph, is it's in real time. So once the property goes live to the market, it's then sold in its second week. This is the information that's going to go to the tax invoice for that property,
yeah,
which I think has been a dilemma in business administration for so many people for so many years.
Yeah, exactly. So every price that we have in Campaign Track, we want it to be exactly what the vendor is going to pay. So they're signing off on that quote, and then that is their tax invoice, whether it's the vendor or the agent paying.
Just on the left-hand side there, we've got the pre-saved schedules, recent properties, digital marketing. Again, very simple. I'm not into tech, but I like the technique that you've got in here, that it is a shopping cart for a house of what are we having with it. We're checking in and out.
Yep.
And obviously settlement and trust account becomes that very important moment. But with it all being collected in here from the appraisal stage, works well.
Yeah, exactly.
What's our next tab?
Our next tab over from our main menu is our Open Home tab, and this is just capturing all of our OFIs. So again, back to the integration with our CRM, hopefully you won't have to come in here and actually manually enter anything from here because it will just feed directly from your CRM. But if for any reason you did, you could come in here and edit or remove from here as well if you like.
Let's go to signboards.
So our signboard tab, this is specific to New South Wales at the moment. And from here, you can see all of your signboards that you either have ordered and you haven't installed, or you can also see anything that you have had installed.
Steph, we are recording at the Real Estate Academy on the Central Coast today, so let's cross to one of our local agents and just step us through, and local as they get is the Mr. Matt Steinwade. Let's have a look at how the signboard system works.
So within the signboard tab, you can come in here. You have a list of boards that haven't been installed yet, so you can go in and action those if you want to. Otherwise, you can come in and have a look at everything that is installed. The cool thing about this screen, you can have a look at the signboard once it has been installed. So our installers will take a photo and then they will shoot you a text, and you can also come in here and you can click installation photo, and you can see the signboard that's been installed for that listing.
How cool is this? So the signboard man installs the signboard and takes a photo of the signboard so we know the signboard's truly in front of the right home.
Yeah, exactly.
And especially Matcham with a lot of acreage around there. Mm-hmm. But what a great look at sign count in a very different way.
Yeah, exactly. Again, it's similar to the order track screen where it's just an at a glance look at all your signboards. You can also come in and take the signboard down if you want to, so remove that and send that to our installers as well.
So this makes the business administration team very powerful without getting on the phones of what they need to request and do.
Yeah.
Let's say I was a sales manager and wanted to look where our listings are across the coast. What view would I look at there?
Yep, so you can have a look. You just take a screenshot. So you can go on this drop down here and say show all signs. And from here, this is going to show you both. So it's going to give you a bit of a look to everything that's green is everything that you've got installed for this office. Everything that is yellow is just showing you that you've ordered the signboard, but you haven't actually got it installed yet. And then anything else that's really old is in red. So the red ones may have been just settled or just need to be removed.
And on the left-hand side panel, that's where each of the ones that we're looking at are. I can click on one of those and have a look at what they look like, as we did before.
Exactly.
Very interesting way of looking at stock. And there's that request, removal, installation photo, and bingo, there it is.
There you go. Exactly.
Signboards, nailed. What about appointments? What does this tab do?
So our appointments tab is specific to our Content Studio users. And it is basically the calendar or the booking system for our photos, floor plans, copy, and video. So you can come in here, you could select for your agent, or you can click on bookings. Here we go. And in the drop down here, you can have a look at what needs to have a booking assigned to it. So I can click on 17 Ethel Street, and you can see we have down here our availability for the photography package that I have selected, and you can come in and select the time and the date that you'd like it and submit your booking request with our Content Studio team.
What a great way of running the appointment schedules and getting bookings done without phone call after email after email after phone call. And I did notice at the top there that you have the last tab being Pitch, and Pitch is a different piece of software. It's been very well received around the country for proposals and so forth, and that's with the Realtair software, which is an integration from Campaign Track, because obviously all these things need to connect the dots up and pull it all together.
Yeah.
Steph, show me how we would actually build a campaign for a property that I've just listed and I want to get started.
Okay, so from the main menu, we can create a campaign. Ideally, your system would be integrated with the CRM, so you don't need to do the next step that I'm going to show you, but I will go through it anyway. Everything in here should be pulling straight from your CRM. So you just start to fill out what you would like here. And as much information as you have in here is better, basically because everything else in the system will populate. So you won't need to enter any of this again. Once it's in there, it's in there.
So the fact that the signboard's going to say it's got 2 bathrooms, 2 car parks is all because of this initial entry screen, single point of entry.
Yeah.
And if that's been pulled in from the CRM, we're just flying along.
Exactly. So that whole step can actually be skipped if you are integrated with the CRM. And this is taking us back to our shopping cart. So there's a couple of different ways that you want to shop here. You may want to create a pre-saved schedule. So you may go through a bronze, silver, gold style package that you can set up in the system. And the ease of this is you don't need to do much. So you can click straight on a template. You can click OK. And then on the right-hand side, all of the items from that template that you have already decided on will populate in the quote. So you can see all of the details there. And again, you can come through and print that quote if you want to take it straight to your vendor. Perhaps we want to make another quote. From here, you can click Add New Quote, click OK. And you can shop individually here if you'd like as well. So you can click on the categories on the left-hand side. So we're going to choose our digital marketing and we want to do Facebook and Google today. So we'll click OK. And we're going to choose our extend package and we would like a custom URL. Click Add to Campaign. So you can see on the right-hand side again that has added to our quote. We can also come in here and search if we like as well. So maybe you don't know what category it's under, you can come in and search and that's going to override for you. And you can click on the illuminated signboard and add this to your campaign as well. So you just need to tick on a few T's and C's. You can let the signboard installer know later where you'd like the sign installed and add to campaign. So on the right-hand side, again, you can see we've got our digital marketing and we've also got a signboard there. So you can continue to add or you can also remove if you like as well.
Steph, let's just say I want to add in the social video light product that I saw last month. How would I do it in here?
Yep. So if you want to take on the left-hand side, if you have a look at the photos, videos, plans and copy tab, you will see our video light just here. So we just click on that and you just add your date and add to campaign. So that's just our social video light one here, $25.
Absolutely fantastic. And that's pulling all that information from the photos. And we've already done a video clip on that for those people that want to understand how you build property videos for $25. What else do we need to know about this part of the system?
From here, this is just a quote. So at the moment, this is just sitting in Campaign Track with nothing to action. This is when you take it to your vendors and get signed off. The next step would be to come in and confirm your order and to create it as an activated campaign within Campaign Track. So from here, you'd click on Confirm Order and you could go through and select your dates or decide we want this to happen as soon as possible. So you can click on ASAP and you'd hit Place Order Now. And from here, this is now an active campaign as far as Campaign Track is concerned.
Let's say I'm working in the agency. This part's all been done and I'm the person that's got to load the photos in, book my photographers and so forth. What can you tell us about this part of the system?
Yep, so now you can see where within this listing, it's an active campaign. So from here, you've got your tasks that we need to do on the right-hand side, and this is what we call our dashboard. So within our dashboard, it's an at a glance of what's going on with this specific campaign. You can see here you can design a signboard, but the first thing you'd want to do is add your photos, floor plan and copy in here. So if you have those, you can come in and drag them in here or you can upload them, or if you're using our Content Studio products, we would do that on your behalf and they would just all be populated in here.
So the actual photographer can load direct into here, or how do they usually go about that?
Yes, they can. They can have their own little supplier link, and from here they can put those photos in there directly for you so you don't have to do any of that. Or again, if you're integrated with the CRM, they can come from the CRM as well.
Now, coming from the CRMs is good, but they're not always the quality of what we're seeing and the right sizing and so forth. And although this system can manage all those pieces of information, it is great to get it into your visual communication program, which is this.
Yes, exactly. We would always recommend coming to Campaign Track first for any of your assets like your photos, floor plan and copy, but you can come and drag them straight in here, or again, we can get a photographer to do it directly for you.
So there's drag and drop, click to upload, quite normal of how we select images if you were doing that yourself.
Yep.
For those that do. And then once they're in there, we can start applying or populating those photos and copy and so forth into the signboards, into the brochures, which reaches the outside world.
Yeah, exactly.
Step me through how I would build a signboard with a photo, and I'm a 22 administrator in the office who's now head of design, and I never need to touch InDesign in my life again. How would I do it?
As I was mentioning before, you can drag and drop your images in here, or they're already in there for you. So then the next step would be to come and edit the artwork. So when we're coming through to edit the artwork, ideally you have already entered all of the information at the beginning of the campaign. So all of this data on the left-hand side, you hopefully don't need to touch. Everything should already be added in there for you. You can see all of it's populated. You can decide if you want to change the sale method for any reason. You could as well if you wanted to. Otherwise, all of the information has added to your piece of artwork. Maybe you haven't added your inspect details or your OFIs into the CRM, so you can come in here and add those, and then you can see there's live type. So as you're typing on the left-hand side, it's also appearing on the right-hand side, so you can make sure that there's enough space and that it looks good. And you have the option to spell check as well if you like.
Good idea.
Otherwise, from here, you could change the template. Maybe you decided that you'd like the different logo, or if not, you can just stay on that, and everything will just populate again for you. So these are all within brand, these are all within specs, so anything you're approving here is going to be good to go to print.
And what I love about this, and I did make that comment about a 22-year-old could run this as head of design, the templates are made by Campaign Track, so it's a locked font. The actual thickness of the text being used. So it is a pure detail to print, to press out to the marketplace scenario, rather than, oh, what font do we use again? I'll just change that now. That is terrifying in today's world, that we don't have lockdown templates, and seeing it in this way is just the perfect solution.
Yeah, so it's all about consistency as far as Campaign Track's concerned.
Let's say now my owner wants to proof the actual visuals and sign off on the marketing, just to make sure I didn't do a spelling mistake on the street name or whatever I've put onto the signboard. What are we presenting to the owner as this is your completed artwork campaign?
Yeah. So you can see under your artwork section of your dashboard, there's a big blue button that says options. So within here, you can click proof campaign. So not only is this really cool for your vendors, but it's also good for your agents as well. So if you're the marketing person and you'd like to send it to your agents for their sign off. So you can see this is going to send from me because I'm logged in as myself. Otherwise, maybe I want to hit other and I can send it to the vendor as well. I just want to send the signboard today and I maybe want to change the deadline slightly to give them an hour up their sleeve. And you can add in a message here if you like. So you can click next and you can see here, this is just giving you an example of the email that's being sent. So you can see this is your subject, this is the message we added, and we've got a signboard to approve. So from here, if we were to click on this link here, it's just going to give them a PDF view of what we've done today.
What I really love about this, and I did see that option there of select all artwork, as a great agent, you need reasons to communicate and chat. So it's Monday, I'm just going to shoot them the signboard. It's Thursday, I'm going to shoot them the brochure. It's Friday, I'm going to shoot them the video clip. Oh, you're doing a great job. Every day something's going on. Most of our work as agents is invisible, and this is a brilliant way of having administration, visual administration, part of your communication process.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see it's coming from myself. The reply from the vendor is going to come back to me. But if you were an admin, you could also send it on behalf of the agent if you wanted to as well. And that's it sent.
Well, Steph, we're coming to the conclusion of our little training on demand program here. These last tabs are fantastic. Obviously, we've got to push to realestate.com.au and domain. So we've got our portal exports and our editorial submissions. Just helicopter through these for us.
Yep, so from our portal export tab, you can come in here. We will need to set this up for you, but you can push to any of the external portals as well. And basically, you'll just be sending a form straight to those sites. From the editorial submissions screen, this is for our newspaper editorials. So if back to the Manly Daily where you used to sell, if you wanted to submit an editorial straight to the Manly Daily, you can come in here and do that with them. And that will go straight to the guys at the paper as well. If we wanted to add anything more to our cart, so maybe we have sold the listing and we want to send some DLs out or something like that, we can come back in here and keep adding to the quote or the shopping cart as well. And our OFIs is just a reminder of the OFIs that we have for this listing, again, coming through from our CRM.
Absolutely brilliant system, very intuitive. And looking back at that main menu when you first come in, it's an amazing job now that, and I just can't get this out of my mind, if you've got any kids leaving school and they've got any interest in the family real estate business, this is the portal to learn. The in-depth training is in the Campaign Track training library. Today's been a great helicopter over it. Excellent information. Steph, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Lee.